Did you know there are hardcore Minecrafters who play without the totem, or even crazier, with only half a heart? I collected 10 of what I think are the most insane hardcore words in Minecraft, and let's start with the first one. Streamer Tame the Time, currently at day 9100. He does no creative planning and builds everything live on Twitch. Let's take a look at his world. His main area, what he calls the starter town, is huge, and there he has the storage room and some small farms. The statues and builds he has done in this world are out of this world. Actually, some of them are, cause this one is in the end. But the craziest part is that Tame the Time builds them in hardcore without doing any creative planning and has never used Lightmatica. I really love the End Island Dragon Castle, this looks amazing. Also the Sky Kingdom, which is floating in the air, and the Fallen Angel, and also the Nether Castle build. In total, this world has more than 25 of these builds, one more impressive than the other. It's not often that you see people build these things without any planning. He streams 6 times a week on Twitch, where you can see him build these things live, and I really hope he won't lose this world anytime soon, cause I can't wait to see what he builds next. But next up we have another Twitch streamer called the Guy 1604. His world is around 3400 days old. This streamer plays not the regular hardcore, but half a heart hardcore, which literally means you only have half a heart. But this didn't stop him from killing the Wither and getting all the advancements. This guy's world itself might not be as insane as some of the other ones, but I really like it. First of all, he doesn't use raid farms to get redstone, since he thinks those are too OP. Instead, he has this cool small trading hall for clerics. He calls them to the front, then trades with them and sends them back. A pretty unique trading hall. Another thing I really love about this world is the creeper farm. He uses a cast to shoot the levitating creepers with fireballs, killing them and getting the gunpowder. I mean, who comes up with this? This is amazing. You can find him on Twitch and YouTube, but we found the next insane hardcore world. A streamer called Filsa. He's currently on his 4th hardcore world, with around 6820 days played. His most famous world is probably the Season 2 world, where he played for over 5 years, but sadly died because of a baby zombie. My favorite build from that world was probably the Sky City. It was this cool looking ocean monument surrounded by small islands. And on top of there was this big island where the city was located. But in this current world he has built even more impressive builds, like the Endlantis. It is probably one of Filsa's most famous builds. It's an end island that is completely covered in water, terraformed and decorated with corals. The obsidian pillars are mostly intact, so instead of end crystals, now we have beacons. All the water was also hand placed by Phil, so it took him quite some time. Another Filsa's build is called Flowerfall. It's a dried out ocean monument that is decorated with lots of flowers. The whole build is very cool, and the monument is mainly made out of coral blocks and coral. Around the build are also those trip leaves that look super cool in my opinion. Under the monument is a small version of the end, surrounded in black concrete to make it look like the void. Anyway, if you want to know more about Filsa's worlds, there is a wiki page for many of them. But moving on, Twitch streamer and YouTuber Linksy, currently at around 20,500 Minecraft days. Probably one of the longest ongoing hardcore worlds on YouTube. Starting with an ocean theme, we have this ocean perimeter that has a monument in the middle, and it looks amazing. At the bottom there's a coral reef that used to be bedrock, but after the 1.17 update it got turned into deep slate. So Linksy decided to turn the floor into a coral reef. It also has this cool Pirates of Caribbean inspired shipwreck at the bottom. This is also the place where Linksy starts and ends all of his streams. The monument itself is held up by 4 huge tridents that are overgrown. Inside the monument there's a guardian shooting up a huge beam, and also a lot of different small farms. Moving into the nether, we have this beautiful looking castle, and also a gold farm at the bottom that looks like this. Everything nicely gold themed. The castle in the sky sits on top of the floating cloud, and inside of it is a bartering hall with sorting systems for the piglin drops. I really like how everything looks here, but let's move to the end. First of all, Link removed the end island all by hand, and end stone is not an instantly mineable block, so it took him about 3 weeks to do that. In the center there's an enderman farm, and around it are many different small islands. There are also colorful hardcore hearts next to each end gateway. All in all, Link has an amazing world and he streams it every day on his Twitch channel. But now let's see the next world. Streamer Cheeky, who has a hardcore world in more than 10,200 days and doesn't use a totem or tube TNTs, so let's see what he has managed to build. In the end, the whole end island is removed, and this was done by just hand mining with beacons. At the end is also where his main storage room is, and the explanation to that is that you can access it from multiple points of the overworld, and you will always be teleported back to your bed. That's pretty clever. GK has also built the creeper farm into the ocean perimeter. This was again all hand dug from start to finish. One of the other areas he has is the toxic waste lake with a massive barrel and a wooden crate. You can also notice a snake swimming around, which is pretty cool. Inside the massive wooden crate he has a squid farm and a shulker farm, making it practical. In the nether you can find another perimeter with a castle and fully decorated floor. This is used to cover up a extremely powerful gold and XP farm, which is always nice to have. GK is the longest known Totem Hardcore player I could find, and the builds he has done are truly impressive. I wish I could show you everything, but we need to move on to the next hardcore world. Streamer John Bams, who has been playing in a single hardcore world for over 3 years and is currently at day 14,000. He also doesn't tube TNTs. His world includes some very cool and massive builds, starting right off with his main area, which is a jellyfish shaped palace and already looks amazing, although it's not even finished. On the inside it has many smaller farms that are all well decorated and the storage room. The village trading room in this world has 42 of every single villager job. Can't even imagine how long that took. He also has built a wheat farm that has 60,000 wheat planted and can be harvested with just one click. The funny part is that it takes him 3 days of streaming to replant all of those. The perimeter he has was dug without any TNT tubing. He either collected materials to craft TNTs or was just manually digging. This has 2 farms on the inside, a creeper farm below and a witch farm above it, which is a really good way to use it. You can also find smaller builds like this honey farm in the world, a ice villager ice farm, or another work in progress, the nether perimeter. I really like what he has done, but let's see another world. Twitch streamer called Looney. His hardcore world was at day 6560, but unfortunately he died. So let's see what he managed to build in that time. First, let's check out Looney's nether hub. That looks like this. It must be one of the most insane hardcore builds that I have seen. The whole team of this build and everything just fits together so well. And let's not even talk about the size. This thing is huge. But next is the ocean monument that Looney built. Just look at this. This is amazing. The pattern on the floor looks so cool. Also those tentacle looking things that are coming out of the water. The inside of the modified ocean monument is also filled with all kinds of stuff. Basically there is a lot to look around in this area alone. But this is how Looney's stronghold looks like. There's like this end themed tree in this middle with a portal inside it. Everything else is also end themed, and my favorite part is the endermen that are stuck here. Moving to the end, we can see this. The end island that is fully removed and replaced with a huge water cylinder. On top of that is this massive statue that has a trident in one hand and a sword in the other. A super creative build, and I can imagine how time consuming it was to build it in hardcore survival. Looney also has ton of other things he has built, and he even has a word download, so check it out. Next up we have YouTuber The Mythical Sausage, whose world lasted over 2000 days, but he decided to end the series since Minecraft got an update to 1.18. The world is full of very detailed builds with a lot of islands decorated, like this one, which is Japanese style. Also, I really love that he has put in the work to even decorate the surrounding islands. This island, which is more medieval style with the bee farm. Close to it we have the volcano island, and the details here are also amazing. Also look at this enderman farm in the end. This has to be the prettiest enderman farm I have ever seen. Mythical Sausage definitely has a lot of talent in building these things, but we have to move on to the next world. Now a YouTuber called Wunba, with his hardcore world being at around 8700 days old. My favorite build by Wunba is probably the galaxy that he built into the end. I mean, just look at it. It looks so damn good if you ask me. Also, it took him over 100 hours to build it. Another more recent build he has is the giant map made out of 7,900 smaller maps. Even though it lags pretty bad when being near it, it looks so cool in my opinion. But now to the end. Sometime after building the galaxy, Wunba also built this thing on top of it. A huge spaceship. Doesn't it look amazing? It fits so well with the end and the galaxy in my opinion. Wunba also has a video for each of his builds, so if you want to know more, go check those out. Then we have a YouTuber FWhip who is currently at day 2100 in his hardcore world. The main area you see is full of his builds, like the very nice looking medieval city that even has a bridge connecting to the other island. Then you can't leave out this massive tree he has built. I think it looks amazing. The city even connects further until you reach another bridge that is connecting two mountains. What I really like here is that instead of building smaller buildings all over the world, he has done like a city where everything is connected and in one place. Also, I gotta mention the end, which is completely rebuilt into this amazing looking tree. I wish him good luck and hope the city grows even bigger. Those are 10 insane hardcore worlds and I suggest checking them out, and thanks for watching this video. Bye!